for Steve Lovelace.
Hi everybody, I'm Steve Lovelace.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, and I'm trying to be a stand-in for Chris Hemsworth. Or maybe I'll stick to stand up. Either way, they'll be standing. And when I stand too long, I'm Thor. That is a low-key pun. So, I call this my midlife crisis hair. And I couldn't afford a Lamborghini, but there was a car involved. Back in 2019, I went to the Subaru dealer, and I think they looked at me and said, you don't have hiking boots, you don't have a Gore-Tex jacket, you're not visibly high. Either grow your hair out or get a coexist bumper sticker. Well, as a graphic designer, I only use my own bespoke bumper stickers, thank you very much. So, but yeah, I never really had a reason to grow my hair out when I was younger. My parents are, very liberal, progressive. I'm very happy to have them. And yeah, they, because they're very liberal, progressive, my mom used to work as a jazz DJ. And she likes to collect rocks. Not like special, cool, shiny rocks necessarily, just any old rock. So, whenever I'm traveling, it's like, hey Steve, I heard you're going to Cleveland, can you give me a rock? What, from like the gift shop? No, just off the street, just, bring back a little piece of Cleveland. So, I always try to, when I travel, I always try to bring her a rock. And my dad also, he's a really cool guy. He's a best-selling UFO author. That is true. He went, back when I was in college, he went on a root beer float diet for several weeks, had nothing but root beer floats. I don't know why. I think, roots are healthy, right? It's got ice cream, it's dairy, it's got all the food groups. So, my dad also liked to collect clocks. Both my parents collect clocks. Growing up in our living room, we had 27 different clocks. And they show the same time. So, you'd have a friend over and they'd be like, looking at the clock, like, it's 4:17. Like, that's why it was an incentive to get me to wear the watch my dad gave me for Christmas. So, but the funniest thing I think my dad ever did was one day he came to me and said, hey Steve, your mom and I are moving to Pongo Pongo. Like, where the hell is Pongo Pongo? Turns out it's in Samoa. Now, when I told my friends I was moving to Samoa, they were like, isn't that like a civil war going on? I'm like, no, that's Somalia. That's in Africa, this is the South Pacific. Go to Hawaii, hang a left, stop before you hit Antarctica. Now, Samoa, if you didn't know, their main export is NFL players. So as a large guy myself, I fit right in, except for the blonde hair and pale skin. However, I have a skill as a tall white man called cultural appropriation. So I used to go down on a boring day, I used to go down to the docks and I would put on my Hawaiian shirt, my aloha shirt, I'd put on my ula, which is what they call a lei, I'd put on my ie fatonga, which is like a man's skirt essentially, and I just try to look as native as possible. And I'd go down there and I'd talk to the tourists getting off the ships. Now, if you're curious about are there a lot of tourists in Samoa? No, there are not. Samoa is like the truck stop of the South Pacific, only instead of kolaches, they have coconuts. So they get off this ship, looks like a high-rise grafted onto the Titanic, and they look and they talk to me and they say, you actually live here? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what are you, like the governor or something? I'm like, no. Do I look like a colonizer? Oh God, do I look like a colonizer? Come from a long list of colonizers. So, but my dad used to like to go down and teach the tourists helpful Samoan words, just short little Samoan words, like, pa'amore, which means please, or fa'atetelelava, which means thank you, or teach them ufa ufa, which means hello. So if you ever meet a large Samoan NFL player, make sure to walk up to them and say ufa ufa. It means hello. Oh wait, no, my dad's a troll, it means up yours. Don't say that to a large Samoan NFL player. Very nice people also can kick your ass. So, there wasn't a lot to do in Samoa other than drink. I spent a lot of time drinking with expats there. Now, expats, for those of you who don't know, is what we call white people who are immigrants. You know, like, oh, I can't get organic spinach on island. And we say on island, that's the hipster term for it. So, you know, but I like to play, I like to drink with them, and we played a game called slosh ball. Now, slosh ball is like, slosh ball is a lot like softball, except there's a cooler at second base, and when you get to second base, you get a beer. I never got a beer or a second base, just like high school. But my favorite thing to do on island was to go to the store. They had a store called Cost You Less, or as I called it, Cost You More. You're gonna pay for that organic spinach. And so, you know, I go down there and they had the clearance section, and it was the best clearance section. They had, and these were all true, they had a picture frame with broken glass, a safe without a key, and a nativity scene without the baby Jesus. $1 off. I don't know what baby Jesus is worth to you, but it costs you less. He's $1. Thank you, everyone. I am Steve Lovelace, and I appreciate everyone being here. Thank you, shout out to my parents, my sister, and thank you for letting me make fun of you on stage. I appreciate it.